Good morning, everyone. The Vibe Kage here. This is attempt number 11, and I am fucking frustrated. I tried 10 times to record last night, and then just right now, I tried again. Got to 2 minutes in the video, and then bullshit. Lots and lots of bullshit. So, here I go for attempt number 12. Smoking a white owl, so if you hear lighter in the background, it's the white owl being turned on. Which I have a lot of bad habits. Smoking is just probably ranked 4th on it, so don't worry too much, my guys. And so I heard a recommendation for a what if video that I'm gonna do, and what if Deku was like Broly, but a twist I got in my head that I'm like, ooh, that really got me thinking on where to go on with that story. So that'll be uploaded today, actually. I'm gonna have to find the comment of the YouTuber who wanted that what if, so I can just like, congratulations, your wish has been granted. You have given me the idea of creativity. Because I did have writer's block on this one, but that Broly idea, I started to think, well, let me look at the other Brolys, and I know what I'm gonna do with mine now. Because it's time to do a twist on somehow things go. I turned up my brightness because I'm outside smoking the cigarette right now, so don't want that smoke smell in the house, you know? Anyway, where was I going with this? So yeah, I will do what if Deku was like Broly, or the title will be something along that line. I don't want to say what it was, but in a sense, yes and no. So it's kind of weird how I'm gonna make it, but just wait for it. In due time. In due time. However, let's go into this what if. Let's see, where can I? Because like last video, it was more explicit content than story content. So story content for the win today, with like one scene of explicit, and that'll be towards the end because I need to progress the story. This will probably only have like 4 parts to it, honestly, because it's a brand new story, and in the end, Izana is just gonna be number 1, so it's gonna be fun. However, I will say, oh, it's on the video. Damn, what up? There we go. I didn't want to accidentally have the video play, so yeah. I'll start off with All for One, talking with Dr. Ujiko. All for One, he getting more worse for wear. Like, his body's just on the verge of death, and Dr. Ujiko is just like telling All for One what does he plan to do when like he dies. How will Izana, like, will she pretty much take over? All for One's telling, yeah, she's my daughter, bro. She's gonna be the successor. And Dr. Ujiko wastes no time saying, so are you gonna give her All for One? Which I'm saying he's like, no. She has her own set of powers. And other times when I've tried to offer it, she says, nah, she don't want it. Some water to aid the cigarette. Which, I'm gonna have to give up eventually, so I don't care. It is what it is. So no, here's the thing. Instead, All for One is gonna do that process that he did to Shigaraki with somebody else. I'm pretty sure you know who, but if not, then we'll just have to, wait until I get to it. So here I go. So Dr. Uchiko and All for One are pretty much saying, okay, we're going to take your cells, add them to people. Those who are compatible will get more cells and create a different evolution of Nomu, in a sense. Which, instead of them people being able to steal the quirks that All for One did, instead it's just going to be one of the like quirks that were in All for One's DNA will mutate into the person. And that's how that works. Because why not? I'm trying to think. Let's do reverse cell in a sense. Rather than feeding on a fuck ton of people to make yourself stronger, feed yourself to a fuck ton of people, and those who survive get stronger. Also, low-key inspiration from the Karma Seal from Boruto. If y'all don't read the fucking manga, get on it. I'm not in that, like, ooh, y'all should read the manga if you want to. No, it's just like, y'all gotta fucking read the manga. Read the manga. Shit hype. Boruto, the anime, took a fuck ton to get into it to make it good, but the manga heating up. Ishishiki is a god, and Naruto finna die. Shut up, bird. You hear this motherfucker talking back to me? This disrespectful little fuck. So yeah, so they're gonna start doing that with their League of Villains members. So Toga, Dobby, Spinner, Mr. Compress, Magna, Muscular, all of them. They're all being like injected with All for One DNA, and Spinner dies. Mr. Compress couldn't unlock anything, so he dies, and yeah, everyone else awakens a unique quirk within them. Dobby awakened 2 other ones, which Dobby was really happy because he's just like, yes, now I can kill Endeavor for sure. Which I'll get into later. Because I'll say like Shinzo found out, and he also is one of the people who are saying, can I go through the experiment? And Izana was hesitant because she sees Shinzo and Mina as her subordinates, not All for One's, despite her being All for One subordinate in a sense, so it was different. So Shinzo, Izana begrudgingly lets him go through the DNA process of All for One, and Shinzo had the best results out of the current experiments. And in case you're wondering, will it be Shinzo who gets all of All for One? Not the quirk All for One, but DNA of All for One? Nah. It'd be too easy. Anyway, let's go back to this. So Shinzo, he unlocks 3 quirks within him, which, yet again, none of them are really fighting or flashy ones, but he's happy because now his, it's more psychic-based abilities. That's what the quirks that people are awakening are. More quirks that awaken and amplify the quirk they already have. So, one quirk that, I'll get into 2 of the quirks that Shinzo awakened and one of the quirks that Dobby awakened. Shinzo ended up unlocking hydrokinesis, water manipulation with his mind, but it has to be existing bodies of water, and yeah, so that's going to be fun. And then the other version of psychic power that he got was none other than empathy. He can now feel people's emotions, which, what is that? What would that have to do? He can also force his emotions onto someone easier now, because now that he senses other people's emotions, he can like easily use his emotions to persuade them to stop feeling what they are feeling. I mean, it's not necessarily the path of a regular empath, but I want to do some twists. And Dobby's other quirk that he awakened was Phoenix Flame. Sorry. I took a hit and then I yawned at the same time, and I'm like, this is a weird thing. But no. Dobby's Phoenix Flame ability, it's pretty much his body will be coated in blue flames that are a different tint than his cremation flames. And once he has his Phoenix Flames on, it's like an armor in a sense, because his body is now a blue flame, like Marco's is Phoenix Fruit. Because why not? So he has blue healing flames now. So yeah, he became a healer with his cremation, which he can do flight, but his arms would turn into the blue phoenix wings, so he won't be able to shoot out his blast normally. Keep in mind, I say normally. He still gets to shoot out cremation. It's just slightly different now, because I had fun when I was rereading the My Hero Academia manga, because you gotta do that sometimes, man. When you do these what ifs, you gotta at least refresh the arcs that you're going to be covering. And I was just reading Dobby's arcs, like the ones that he's showing up, and I'm like, how can I make him better? So yeah, and there is no like psyche change or like getting dumber from this, which everyone was surprised at. It was like a painful experience, and once you go through the pain, it was like you gain a new power. That's not too far off from what you already have. So yeah. Anyway, everything pretty much goes the same as in canon, except with no Bakugo and no Izuku. The spots were filled by, well, this is like the fun part I'm gonna get to do, because Shinzo managed to scrape enough points to get into 1B, which Izana was more than thrilled, and she will reward him later. I will get into that scene later. Much, much later, because it's too early. Way too early. 12 minutes into this? Nah. Anyway, so, yeah. Gale Force guy, he ended up entering UA instead of turning it down. And Juzo, like one of the other recommendations, he got in. He's in 1A. He's the like one who looks like the armor titan who can make quicksand out of anything in a sense. So yeah, not really important, but I remember he was one of the recommendations that I'm like, why didn't he get into it? Whatever the fuck, what the fuck ever. I don't care. Fuck it. So yeah, they're in 1A. And so is Mina. She's still in 1A, but she's the spy, and now Shinzo's a spy for 1B. And they have to have a support course person be a spy too. Now I realize that. It ain't gonna be May. I'm not gonna give y'all that scene with May. I'm gonna leave May untouched, because no, I already have her being whored out by Izuku on a different what if. Y'all should see that instead. Anyway, I don't know who it would be. Power Loader's a woman. Power Loader's a woman in this one. That means Power Loader is a UA staff spy / support course spy. 2 birds, 1 stone. Killed it. Ha! Back to the story. He's not a spy yet, though. Not yet. I'ma wait for his scene later. Probably, I don't know when. Alright then. Lighting a cigarette, so I'll pause the video for that. Makes it easier, actually. Anyway, where was I going with this? Fuck. No, yeah. So, USJ time. USJ. Oh, it's the USJ scene. And for plot's sake, I'm gonna say All Might is there, like fighting with 13 and Aizawa, which, of course, there's no Nomu. Instead, it'll be Izana fighting All Might because it makes sense. And yeah. Okay, here we go. Everyone gets divided up in class. I'm so glad I caught that before it went dark, because that means it would have been cut off, like the other videos, because it happens. Anyway, Izuku, Kurogiri warps everyone, and here's the thing. Like, because Mina is the spy, she still gets teleported, and she's aware, take down the villains, which they send her to like the least amount, and so she's fine. She beats her villains with, I'm gonna say, Gale Force dude, because I forget his name. He and Mina like ended up beating them, and it was pretty easy. Of course, All Might's like, he's mad because he's just like trying to figure out why they're attacking him. Then Izana rushes him, and I'm gonna say she does her Lust Claws right now, because I already went into what her quirks are, so don't worry about it. She goes in and she starts slashing at All Might, and All Might is dodging, but barely. He's just like, young lady, what is wrong with you? What is the meaning of this? And she's just like, I'm carrying out my father's wishes. All Might's just like, this makes no sense. Like, how could a villain do something so dastardly? And Izana just like, you're one to talk. And then like, when she slashes All Might, she slashes him on his wound, which cuts him, and he was surprised. He's just like, what the? I'm bleeding. He's just like, that shouldn't happen. And yeah. Hold up. So yeah, All Might is like surprised, and he's like saying, Aizawa, can you back me up? And Aizawa's too busy fighting hold on. Magna's there. And his magnetation evolved with metal, so he coming in with fuck ton of knives. Like pretty much the sword that Spinner left behind, Magna took it up as like for him. And so yeah, they're not under Love Drive, they're just loyal to All for One, so to an extent loyal to Izana. So as I was just like, I'm kind of busy dealing with this freak. And so yeah. And one thing I'll say, his magnetism is stronger, so like he can do like a magnetation push towards Aizawa to throw him off when he's not paying attention because of the knives floating. And yeah, Todoroki is facing off against Dabi. Was just like, he's just laughing. He's just like, so this is what the son of Endeavor got. Pretty weak, kid. Why don't you use that fire? Because then he's shooting out his blue flames. He'd love to see which one's stronger. And Todoroki not falling for it, but he is getting fucked up. Like, he cold, his body shivering. He had about to pass out from hypothermia. And of course, one difference, they didn't have a guy who could... So yeah, one difference is they never brought the guy who jammed the interference radios, so... Because Izana wants people to come, because she's confident on what she's gonna do. And she's not here to kill All Might, she's here just to like send a warning that, you know, what you thought was gone is not gone. And she's dressed up like this, of course. And for sentimental and story reasons, the scarf she's wearing is her mother's scarf. It was white, but it absorbed her blood, so... Yeah, she wears it as a reminder to hate All Might all the fucking time. And All Might, like, saying, like, If she stops now, she can still be redeemed. And she starts laughing hysterically, and her eyes start glowing red. He's not Izawa. All Might is starting to like, what the fuck is going on? Why are her eyes glowing red? And like her muscles do expand a little bit because of the rage boost. So now she has a times 10s boost, and because All Might's still weakened, I'm gonna say she's close to 40% All Might, but All Might, he's not trying to hurt her, and he can sense that she's not trying to kill him, but he doesn't know how to like put her down because he punches her, she gets back up, he breaks her arm, it's just healing right away, and then he's just like, multiple quirks. Young lady, is your father all for one? And she smiles and saying, took you long enough, you idiot. And All Might's just like, fine then. I crushed your father once, and like, oh no, he's still alive, which sends a shiver down All Might's spine, because she points out that Magna used to only have control over magnetic properties of man and woman, not metal, but her father's being a lot more generous. And then she's just saying, so All for One brainwashed you to hate me then, right? And she's just like, oh no, I hate you for a completely different reason than my father. And she's just, almost just like, so you say. And, not Inko, but Izana's, like, her claws retract, and she's making a fist. And then, like, she then grabs her scarf, and she's saying, this scarf is something my mother wore when you destroyed that mall. All Might's just like, the mall? He starts remembering, and he's just like, I told the heroes to evacuate. Yeah, but did they? Surely you must remember how many casualties you caused. One of them was my mother. And if you would have actually stopped and examined it, that woman you thought he had hostage? No, that was my mother, and you killed her. Her death. This whole incident. It's all because of you. All because you were so caught up in your rage that you didn't even stop to think, maybe he changed. Maybe he was trying to live a good life. You know, the same thing you stupid heroes are always preaching about. And, of course, but All Might's just like, fuck. I was reckless. And, like, he tries not to think of it, and when I mean tries, he, like, ignores it and puts it on, like, the deepest resources of his mind about the amount of people who died. But, yeah. I would say Izana then tells Kurogiri it's time to do Plan Shredder, which at first they're not understand, like, almost just like, Plan Shredder, what could that be? And yeah, this is where things get more fun and complicated. So yeah, where was I? Oh, no, I had to stop to pet a cat because my cat wanted attention, so yeah. What was I going with this? So yeah, no, Plan Shredder, which Kurogiri then opens multiple portals around Aizawa and not Endeavor, but All Might. And I'll say, like, Todoroki at this point, he just passed out from being too cold. And Dabi just like, you know what? I'm going to take some of his blood for fun. Because he knows Toga needs blood. And now the whole she needing a fuck ton of blood to be maintained is different now. She just needs a drop of blood. And it lasts her for the whole fucking day. Because awakening bullshits. So yeah, that's going to be fun later. Okay, so the portals are opening, and now Magna's just like, okay, I got it. He starts throwing his knives everywhere through the portals, and through each portal they're picking up more speed. And Aizawa, let's see, I'll say that Suyu and Mineta were trying to help, and they got in the way. So Aizawa takes the knives to protect them. So he got 3 in his back, 1 in his lower leg, and 2 in his left arm. And now Aizawa's down. And now all the blades are focusing against All Might, and I mean, he has to punch the air to pretty much drop them, but once they drop, they fall before they even hit the ground. They glow blue and then just shoot through another portal because it's Magna and Kurogiri's tag team that are cutting up and getting small nicks and cuts on All Might. And during this time, Izana's just casually walking to where Siyu and Mineta are. And she has her claws out. And of course, Suyu and Mineta are like terrified. And she's saying, "Don't worry, I'm not here to hurt any of you two." And then she just turns Aizawa and gouges just one of his eyes, and then just cuts it because she has spear hand. She just gouged out his eye and then sliced it. Aizawa's screaming in pain, and she's smiling now as she turns to All For One. She does this pose, and when she did the dramatic turn, the blood spray is Aizawa's, because why not? The whole gouging out the eye couldn't be too clean, so yeah. Aizawa now lost his left eye. He loses his left eye. You know, because fun. Fuck it. I thought of a fucked up joke. Because now all he's left is with his right eye. It's stupid, but it made me laugh, so oh well. Anyway, Izuku and Izana. No, not Izuku and Izana. Izana, she's smiling and she's just looking at All Might and saying, "You guys are really disappointing. I didn't even bring all of our forces in." She just looks at All Might and saying, "I guess you could say this was a tie." She'll just, because they're leaving before any of them are really dead. And, well, 13 still got that black hole treatment, so she down. All Might's just like, he's bleeding and nicked, and steam is starting to come off of him. And Izana senses this, so she rushes in. All Might's just like, "Damn it." There's still knives going, so he's just like, "This chick is crazy. She doesn't even care about the knives." But the knives are literally all now glowing blue, so they're avoiding her. They're all drawn to All Might, which sucks for him, but it is what it is. All Might, like, he just says, "Fuck it, Detroit Smash!" And the shockwave, it does send the knives back, but Izana went through a portal on the ground, and All Might he gets stabbed in the side, like that Jiro treatment that Yamcha got, but right on the side of All Might, like from the back. So yeah, she stabbed him, and All Might's just like, and then she's using her Killer Frost ability, the freezing technique, and she's freezing. Yeah, she's freezing All Might's ribs, and yeah, All Might, like, he senses like, oh shit, she's trying to like freeze my insides. The pro heroes show up at this moment, and Izana's just like, oh well. Removes her hand and falls back into the portal, and pretty much the League of Villains retreat perfectly. UA, like, the whole news is like about UA getting attacked and all the things that happen. So yeah. Let's see. 30 minutes. I want to continue this a little bit further. Alright, here we go. So now, after this USJ incident, the news hits All Might being stabbed, Aizawa losing an eye, Of course, Endeavor and Todoroki have to have words, so let's go to that real quick. Shoto, why didn't you use your fire side? And he's just like, fuck you, old man. I won't use your power. Like, you're nothing more than an asshole. You're the reason why mom's gone. So, yeah, that's a thing. Just for fun, I'm gonna say Dabi also planted a tracker in Shoto, so Shoto don't know about this, but Izana's listening and she's just finding this entertaining. Laughing a little, because she is a sadist. So, yeah. She now know she has a new target besides All Might, because the similarities of Endeavor fucking up with a family is just like, you know what, might as well. I'm gonna do that kid a favor. That's how she sees it. So, yeah, she'll target one of the family members first, but I'll get into that later. No later, because Endeavor's just like, who are you fighting? And Todoroki, like, he's straight up saying some guy with blue flames. They could heal him too. And like Endeavor's just like thrown off by this, because like, okay, so blue flames that turn you to ash, but he also has blue flames that heal him. They're like looking through the quirk registry, and All Might's just saying that won't work. And they're like, well, how do you know? And well, yeah, Tomura meets Shoto now, because did I have Tomura? I want to say yes. Alright then, scratch that last part. But instead, it's just All Might telling Endeavor that this is the person from the mall incident. And Endeavor's just like, I thought you killed him. And All Might's just like, yeah, I fucking did. I guess he didn't like staying dead. And yeah. So Todoroki was just like, you mean that chick who attacked us, it was all your fault, All Might? And All Might's just like, you watch your tone, kid. And Endeavor's just like, he has a point, All Might. This was your fault. All the things that happened, it was your fault. Because of you, All Might. And yeah, honestly, once they have that, he's gonna just leaks it. Like, just a conversation between All Might, Endeavor, and Todoroki. And the whole world now knows about it. How Endeavor abused Todoroki. How he put his wife in a mental hospital. And that the incident that happened was a direct response from All Might crushing the mall. And this is the daughter of the villain who he fought. And the whole, she only attacked because All Might killed her mother, and that her father was trying to change, but All Might was just being too stupid to, I don't know, shit like that. So the whole world is just like, how do we feel about the number 1 and number 2 hero? Not well. They dropped in the polls. All Might is no longer the number 1 hero. That's right, he got moved down to number 5. Which, Best Janus takes number 3. Hawks takes number 1. And Mirako takes number 2. And Mirako is not going to be one of the love slaves. You sick fucks. I know some of y'all are wanting that. No. Mirako's treatment will be pretty much the same as in the manga. And if y'all don't know what that means, oof, read the fucking manga. Because she went up against Hai and Nomu's by herself. Like the motherfuckers like Hood. She went up against those. Of course, they weren't perfected, but she did. She did lose a lot of damage. She did take a fuck ton of damage, and it's very sad, but it is what it is. So that's yet to happen. It will. Oh, it fucking will. So, to continue on with the story, I'm gonna say like Izuna, like a portal open and Shinzo's showing up, and Shinzo's like, "What's going on, Lady Izuna?" And she in black lacy lingerie, and Shoto's just like, "Oh, not Shoto." Shinzo's just like, Lady Izuna," and she's just like, "Remember what I said? I said for you to get into general studies, but you did so well that you actually got promoted to the hero course, into 1B. I couldn't be happier. So, Shinzo, let me reward you." Mitsuki also walks in, and Shinzo's just like, oh, no, Lady Izuna, this is not necessary. I was just following your orders. And she's saying, my orders were general studies, and you exceeded that. Surely you don't think surely you think it's unfair if I don't reward you? Which she's pretty much filling up on his body, and Mitsuki's behind him with no clothes on because Mitsuki don't care. So Mitsuki's massaging Shinzo's shoulders as Izuna's unbuckling his pants to. This is really fucking weird because in a sense this is still Izuku in my head. And now I'm about to make him suck off Shinzo. So, you sick fuckers. Here we go with that. She proceeds to give Shinzo some sloppy toppy. The good suck. I have to do jokes on this so I don't cringe myself to death, because this is super fucking cringe. I'm still smoking my White Owl, by the way, so. Fuck. It is what it is. So, no, Shinzo, he tried not to bust right away. And Izuna's just like, oh, don't worry about that. Like, she licks her lips. She's just like, it doesn't matter if he finishes. It just means she's doing a good job. And she's trying to reward Shinzo, so she's telling him, no, go ahead. I want that to happen. So yeah. She continues, and this time, she putting it all the way down her throat. This is so fucked up. I'm sorry, Izuku. You know what's really fucked up? I'm wearing a My Hero Academia t-shirt with Izuku on it right now. And, like, I'm just having to look down at my t-shirt, and I'm like, I'm sorry, Izuku. This is not meant for you. Fuck. Anyway, so Izana is just full suction, and Shinzo, he can't hang on. So he grabs the back of her head and, like, thrusts its tip forward. And, milky release no jutsu. I heard YouTubers say it so often that I'm going to use it because it's just too funny not to. And Izana's just like, She gulps it down, licks her lips, and she tells Mitsuki to, clean him up. As she slowly starts removing her top and lets Shinzo play with her chest. I was about to say titties, and then I said chest. So, yeah, no. Her chest, and Shinzo's just all up with it, as Mitsuki licking, like, from the sack to the tip very slowly for him, which even he's just like, if that keeps up, I'm gonna do it again. And so what Izuna does as a result is she grabs Mitsuki's head and forces it, like, to take Shinzo's whole thing down her throat too, and she's just making Mitsuki do, like, the head, the ultimate, like, suction, and Shinzo's just like, I can't hold it, milky release. And so yeah, Mitsuki, before she could swallow it, Izuna's just saying, not yet. It's like she's saying, savor it, which Mitsuki does. She's playing with it in front of Shinzo, and Shinzo's like, he gets hard right away, because he's just like, what's going on? And Izuna's just like, it's part of my quirk, don't worry, kid. And so yeah, she just throws him onto the ground and straddles Shinzo. Um, like at first she tells Mitsuki to put it in for her because yeah, and Mitsuki does. Like once the tip is in, she's like she's about to like position her hips to go down. Then Mitsuki grabs her by the waist and slams it down into Shinzo. And now Mitsuki's like pretty much getting some payback, but Izana knows that like it's how they play. So yeah, Shinzo like he was not like ready for it because it's his first time. Shinzo the Virgin, he losing it. So huzzah for Shinzo! Anyway, so Shinzo he releases right away, which Izana's just like, oh my, like she was slightly annoyed, but she smiles then because she realizes this is Shinzo's first time, so she's not too mad. And Shinzo's empathy can pick up on this, and it's another thing that he realizes. He's feeling their lust, which is also causing his body to react. So he ain't going down anytime soon. And yeah, Mitsuki then, like, she makes it her duty to, in a sense, clean out Izuna while she gets on top of Shinzo. And Izuna's just pretty much, okay. Well, Mitsuki is, like, aggressively riding Shinzo. Um, she tells Shinzo, because Mitsuki will be more aggressive with other men when she has to share it with Izuna. She's just saying, and don't come yet. Like, I want to savor this. And Shinzo's just like, I'll try my fucking best. Plus ultra that shit, my guy. That's horrible. That is fucking horrible. Oh well. Back to the story at hand. So not Izuku, Izuna gets Shinzo's Milky Release no Jutsu licked up by Mitsuki, and they're starting to swap it because I hate myself and I have to think of ways to make the video longer, which this is one way, so I'm gonna stop soon with it because this ain't really how I want the story to go right now. This is just a scene that it makes sense with the contents of my story. So here we go. Izuku, Izana, like like I'm say, how do I want this? I don't know. No, I got it, because I'm trying to think of a good way to do this, but there's only so far before it's just straight porn that I'm describing, guys, and at that point, y'all just fucking look it up yourselves. That's not what I want the YouTube channel to be, guys, so not even sorry. So, as I was saying, Izuna then, like, she just, how can I put it? No, I got it. She uses her frost abilities to make the room colder, which causes everyone's nipples to stick out, and disturbing, super disturbing. Izuna then and Mitsuki then start licking on Shinzo's nipples because cringe, guys, the cringe. I'm gonna make you cringe too. Anyway, so they're doing that, and Shinzo's just like, this is a weird feeling. I don't know. And he's just like, if you two keep this up, and Mitsuki, right as she's about to get off, Izuna's saying, oh no you don't, and slams, make sure like Mitsuki gets the full Milky Release Jutsu. And so yeah, after that one, Mitsuki and Shinzo both are like panting, and he's just like, that was fun. And she just looks at Shinzo and saying, if you exceed my expectations, then we can do more of this. And Shinzo's just like, yes, Lady Izuna, I promise. I'll go beyond. I'll go plus ultra. And Izana's just like, I'm so happy. And gives Shinzo a kiss on the cheek as she leaves, leaving Mitsuki and Shinzo to pretty much be passed out on the floor. Which, you know what? I'm gonna say it. This little incident fertilized Mitsuki. And yeah, she pregnant now with Shinzo's child. And that's gonna be fun. Let's see, where do I want to go with this? Ah, yes, I know. After the whole incident with the USJ and the heroes are all like, well, we have to have a traitor amongst our groups and shit. They're like, could it be a student? Could it be multiple students? Could it be teachers? And then All Might's just like, I think I should leave UA. And they're like, what? And then, like, I'm gonna say Aizawa is just like, yeah, you should. Like, being salty about the eye thing. Because now his power is really, really nerfed. And he's not too happy about it. So, yeah. All Might then announces that he'll be leaving UA. And, of course, Izana's just smiling. She's just saying all according to plan. Because they're not done with UA either. They know, like, shit's not done. And there is a vigilante who kills heroes, of course, but he now making his mission to find the people responsible for the USJ attack, and he gonna try and take them down, which won't end well, but yeah. I'm gonna end it off there because 50 minutes, I want this to upload relatively quickly, and I tried fucking over 10 times last night to record this, and no, it kept on cutting out, and I don't want it to be cutting out halfway through I get into the fight scene with Stain and Izana, because that's going to be a thing. So yeah, for part 3, and I still have other what ifs to do, guys, so if you don't see it, don't lose your shit. It's still coming. All the what ifs are ongoing. It's just multiple storylines equal multiple trains of thought that I have to make sure they're all diversing from other what ifs. So yeah, it's kind of tricky, but I promise I'll get them out to you. And I'll start working on a new what if, the Broly what if one, because I have enough for a one part. So I'm gonna go into that. Bye.